Welcome to Jon S Sports channel. We're just gonna quickly go through the games, and as we go through the games, if my tablet lets me do it, we're gonna be just creating my little ticker at the bottom because, let's face it, I didn't actually think I was going to do it today, to be quite honest. And I thought, we will do we will do a quick live. Why not? So we've actually chosen the Sheffield Wednesday game. So the Sheffield Wednesday game will be the one that we're going to be listening to. So we have Bristol City against Sheffield United. We have Oxford versus Hull City. And then we've got QPR versus Borough. So that's another one. Keep a capital on the B, shall we? So we've got QPR versus Borough. Who else do we have? We have Sheffield Wednesday versus Norwich. And that will be our listen to game. In fact, we should be playing that, shouldn't we? So we'll just turn those on because as we speak, of course, the games have just started. So you can tell, I've just plummeted in here and thought, something, we'll go and do it, and we'll go for it as we speak. So I think the interesting game here for me will be the battle of the ports, Plymouth and Portsmouth. So that's going to be the one of the interesting games, certainly. But we are going to be doing this one. This one's going to be the one that we listen to. If it lets me just tick it on this one. Oh, okay. We've got more now. We've got more and more. I just don't really want to be going Sporting Lisbon, do we?
Cardiff over the weekend. This one was
So we're listening to Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich.
Being played this evening. With the scores. That's the goal list between Bristol City and Sheffield United, Oxford and Hull, and QPR, Middlesbrough, Plymouth, Portsmouth and Swansea.
In League One, we have the interesting one, Burton versus Crawley, and Crawley, it's going to be an interesting one. Battle of the bottom there, isn't it? I'm not quite sure what we expect from that one. And then we have Stockport County.
Still to settle into any sort of pattern. Wednesday. Half an hour against Watford. It was actually 1-1 at half time.
Well, there we are. And we're going to be
this evening. An equaliser after round. Porteous has put the Hornets ahead, but it really turned
there we are.
to the bio show.
So which games have we got? We're supposed to be on with this one, so let's have a look at this one. So Norwich City are now attacking. Norwich City with Doyle up to Fisher on the halfway line, and Fisher takes it further towards the Wednesday box. Pass it to the right for Gordon. Gordon pass it into Karnak, has a shot straight away, and Fisher. Karnak grabbed it, pushed it to the left for Fisher, and Fisher has a shot on target, but Charles manages to kick that one out. And Norwich City are straight into the attack here. Kicks it out, and Norwich had a throw in. Quite a dangerous position, really.
Cross shot, Beadle full stretch, the man alone from Brighton.
Oh, he pulls it back and then it goes in and they're offside. Really weird. How it can be offside from a throw-in that's right next to the corner flag is weird, isn't it?
A throw-in, ball by the Canaries, offside against them. 6.5 gone still to find a goal. Elsewhere in the Champions League, this is PSV Eindhoven beat Girona 4-0. Zagreb beating Slovan Bratislava 4.
So we're going to leave that one for a minute. you are. Oh, and Wednesday tried to attack there, but Saints grabs it off them, and Norwich are having none of it. Absolutely none of it. We have no goals in the Championship so far. No goals in League One. Let's go for this Crawley game. I want to see what the Burton Crawley game has to offer. So Burton Crawley. Oh dear. Oh, crumbs. Come on, I need people here to wake me up. Wake me up! It's because I've been drinking whiskey and Coca-Cola. Other drinks are available. Iorfa for Sheffield Wednesday. Cuts that one out, and Iorfa can... Burton try a cross, come shot, but that's easily taken by Crawley. I've got 2 on the go at the minute. I've got Sheffield Wednesday there. I've got Crawley away at Burton Albion here. And on the radio we have Sheffield Wednesday versus Norwich. So let's go away from that one, because we've got it on the radio, so we don't need to be looking at it live as well. Plymouth versus my local side, Portsmouth. That's not on yet. Oh, yeah. Oxford Hull. Oxford versus Hull then. And Hull City on the right side of the pitch for them. Oh, Crawley looted a bit of a ding-dong battle in the Crawley half there, but Crawley come away with it in their own half. Pass it back. They're going to select. They nearly gave it away then to Burton in their own half, which is not a good idea. And what we've got is it's pretty even down there. I must admit, it's pretty. Crawley slightly have the edge as they come forward, but then they get cut out by Webster. Oxford are. Let's have a look at that game, shall we? Oxford are sort of in the ascendancy, but there's you can't really tell much at the minute. The ball seems to be the game's mainly being played in the Hull third, actually. So it'll be interesting to see whether Oxford can keep that up. I keep going back to that. We're not starting that for another 4 minutes. So what else? We can go to the QPR Millwall game. Middlesbrough, sorry. And QPR pretty much even at the minute. Pretty much even. Oh dear.
I think Long does really well. He spreads himself, but still, it appears that maybe the striker.
90% passing accuracy from Middlesbrough. Quite interesting, isn't it? Offside for Burton Albion. I said Burton are just behind at the minute on. The Crawley are just edging it for me in the Crawley game. The Burton Crawley. So Burton Crawley are slightly edging it. Oh, and there's been a goal. We're going to hear it in a minute. Let's just let you listen to it.
Johnson has it. That's a lovely ball again. Windass will with the goalkeeper. Will he set the rope? Yes, he will. Keeps it
Well, who would have thought that, eh? Wednesday are the first team to score, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 1. Hang on, what the devil? I did. Why did I do that? Sheffield Wednesday, not Sheffield United. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Norwich 0. Oh, look at this. I didn't realise this had happened while we were talking away. We're looking at the Burton game, the other League One game. It's had 2 goals in it. And, yep, you can guess. It's Wycombe Wanderers. It's Stockport 0, Wycombe 2. And they're only 13 minutes in. Oh, my God. This is a team that's come from nowhere. And people have just said, hang on a minute. Where the hell's Wycombe Wanderers come from? And how are they... well, I said Stockport 3, Wycombe 2. But at the minute, it's already 2-0 down. Swindon in the Mickey Mouse Cup. It's Swindon 0, Tottenham 1. Tottenham 1. It's Northampton 1, Leicester 0. So, what's that one? Let's see when these goals went in, shall we? Because at the minute we're going to be cutting it at half time. So timeline, let's have a look. 10 and 11 minutes, 2 goals in 1 minute. 10 and 11 minutes for... It was a penalty on for Cone on 10 minutes, and Onanimba had a shot in the net on 11. So, Stockport are in dire straits at the minute. What time are we on? We're on 8 o'clock now, so we should technically be seeing some of the other games starting. Let's have a look. So we now go to the Plymouth-Portsmouth game. This is a battle of the ports. What's what we call it down here. Middlesbrough had a good chance there, but Chair cut it out, and that was quite good. But Wednesday are in the lead at home there, and quite surprising, I think, that one. I mean, they lose 6-2 at home to Watford, and then within a couple of minutes they're... it's a goal! It's Portsmouth are in the lead! Portsmouth again, sort of within a minute. Portsmouth, it's Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 1. And we'll just put that one in, because I think that's going to stay like that. I know, awful to the local. It's they've had 1 shot, 1 goal. Yep, there we are. It's just confirmed it. 1 shot, 1 goal, and it's Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 1. As Plymouth are offside straight away from the kickoff. They're really, really pushing now, Plymouth. They don't like being behind, do they? They don't like being behind, not at home anyway. Let's see what else we have. The QPR Middlesbrough games looks quite stale at the minute, so we'll stay away from that one. Look at the odds. Plymouth are now 11-8 against, and Portsmouth are 14-8 against. So actually, Plymouth's still more likely to win it. The odds go, and then it's 20-8 for a draw. So they're looking at Plymouth are most likely to win it, and then it's Portsmouth to win it, and then it's a draw. So that's how the odds are going. So even though Portsmouth are indeed ahead,
Northern Ireland this season, of course, Ben Hamer also there to add experience between
no. been disallowed. It's been disallowed. It's been disallowed. The goal's been disallowed. I don't know why that's been disallowed, but that'll be annoying to the fans, won't it? We'll put that one back. So yeah, it's still 0-0 at Plymouth. Never mind. It's still the only goal. Still now is Sheffield Wednesday. So Portsmouth's goal has been stopped. As Portsmouth have another shot. I wondered why Plymouth's odds were so much better than Portsmouth when surely if they're 1-0 up that, and then I looked at the score and thought, well, hang on a minute, they've reduced it back down to 0-0. Let's see anything. Oh my God! Another goal at another goal at Stockport, and I think it's all over. It is now 3-0 already to Wickham, and the home fans are going to be distraught at this because it's literally 18 minutes in, and it's already Wickham 3-0 up. This could be an absolute trouncing. Peterborough just scored at home to Crystal Palace in the Mickey Mouse Cup. So Portsmouth now on the right hand side with Williams, and Portsmouth can try and get back now after that disallowed goal. So Portsmouth within about 50 seconds scored a goal, but it was disallowed. As Portsmouth cross it into the box, but Murphy loses it to Whittaker, and Whittaker actually doesn't just kick it out, he actually plays it out, so it shows how confident they are. And Plymouth are playing the more confident football, down to Gayabi, cross it to Gray, but Callum Lang there manages to get the ball, and Portsmouth now are going to have a kick with the goalie, and we're going to try and pull that ball. Hopefully they can try and calm the game down a little bit, because it's all got a little bit fiery, because that one was in the net. We'll have to watch that again and see why. At the minute, it's 50-50 on possession, but the only shots are coming from Portsmouth. So that's going to be interesting. In the Champions League, there's just Man City. Man City are winning 1-0 at Sporting, so they're trying to get one over on Unai Emery. And Sporting and Unai Emery are definitely in the losing seat at the minute. As Stockport 0, Wickham 3, and Wickham are on 18 minutes were flying. They've already had a penalty. Let's see what the other goal is, because the first one was a penalty. The first one was a cone penalty. The third one is a cone shot. So quite. We've already had 2 yellow cards. So it's getting a little bit heated down there at Stockport. But we're listening to the Sheffield Wednesday game, which is... I just had to re-log in, so it'll probably kick me out of the Sheffield Wednesday game while I just not interested. Go away. I don't want to bet on anything. And we'll go back into the Sheffield Wednesday. Well, nobody's in, so actually we're not. We're going to go back into the Portsmouth game. So again, Plymouth-Portsmouth. Plymouth-Portsmouth. There we are. We'll go for the Plymouth-Portsmouth game.
Now game at Park, Plymouth Argyle 0, Portsmouth 0, and Swansea City
goalless at home against Watford. A couple of games in League One as well. Wickham already 3-0 up away from home against Stockport County. Impressive performance there so far from the Berkshire side. It's a free kick for the visitors now. It will be sent in deep by Richie, cleared out on the edge of the 18-yard area, however, by the host. It's a foot race now between Yambapu Asika and Williams. And it is the Portsmouth fullback that does get there first.
So we are. Well, let's go to Swansea versus. Let's go Swansea Watford. Swansea having a throw in near the goal area now, so we can. It might be a decent chance here of getting it into the box, certainly. Here we go with a throw in. Oh, it's short, but Kayembe gets it for Watford. That's a poor throw in. And that Kayembe is. Got a free kick, I think. Is it a corner? Oh, that's what we're going to get. It's a corner. So it's a corner for Swansea. So Kayembe actually, oh, and it comes in and Backman gets it. And poor corner, Backman kicking it back out again. Oops, I managed to, that's not a good idea to refresh it, because if I refresh it, the radio disappears. And it's just gently. They're playing it really slowly out. And then they kick it into Swansea possession. But Swansea lose it on the right hand side to Ebusel for Watford, and he loses it again to Swansea. You know, this I'm not too keen on ping pong ball in football, but that seems to be what's happening at the Swansea Watford game at the minute. I think whoever gets that ball and decides to actually keep it and not just give it away straight away, it's probably going to have a damn good game. 10 minutes and it's Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0. Man City 1-0 up at Sporting.
His man gets the ball in. No, he doesn't. It's a good block there from Regan Poole. It will be the first corner of the game for.
So Sporting 0, Man City 1.
Getting one inside the first minute and eventually finding a goal, albeit disallowed for offside. So let's see how Plymouth Argyle.
So the first goal was for Portsmouth and it was offside.
Conjure this corner.
Real Madrid, AC Milan. So what's going on there? Shall we have a look at Real Madrid, AC Milan? Why not? He says. Why not? Well, I would if I could get it to work, and it's It's AC Milan that started had most shots, but 72% possession to Real Madrid. So Real Madrid's got all the play, AC Milan's got all the shots. Why not? And then we find that quite a lot. I do see that quite a lot. You know, you get the team that's got 70 odd, 80 odd % possession, and they're just knocking it around defence, and they don't actually have any shots. And the one with like 20, 30% possession have got all the shots. So the Real Madrid game is like that.
Wayne Rooney's opponent this evening. Been a difficult campaign for him so far, as well as.
As we are listening to Plymouth versus Portsmouth, if there is anybody in there, then please do tell us who you support. We did have somebody just pop in, so if you want to say who you support, we might even be able to put your team on the radio and have a listen along to your team. Why not? You know, I don't mind. Well, let's go to Burton Crawley. Now, this has been a bit of a Crawley-led at first, but Burton have managed to turn that straight on its head. Certainly the timeline was definitely well on target for Crawley. But the home side, Burton, have managed to turn that around. And it's gone from the only shot being for Crawley to 5 shots, 3 on target for Burton. So Burton look like it's a when will they score rather than if, as Crawley have a throw in their own half. So it's actually different from what you think. Started one way and it's turned the other way. Crawley Town push it down the right, but they lose it. They lose it. They lose it to Kalmuskas. So Kalmuskas walks away with that one. 28 minutes at Crawley, and it's still 0-0. Shall we have a look at Stockport Wickham? It's Stockport 0, Wickham 3, and Stockport have had a shot, so that's quite good. Is that the only shot they've had? Oh, it was not classed as shocks. It's like shot come pass. So Wickham will have a goal kick with Ravizoli. Sounds a bit like something Italians eat, doesn't it? Let's have a dish of Ravizoli, please. As Crawley are making one of their few attacks into the Burton box, but they come back to halfway line. Back into their own half with McKenna. Ibrahim. Anderson. Crawley are keeping possession in that midfield quite well. They really are. Kelly for Crawley. Oh, lose it. Right. They try and push into that final third and they lose it. But, you know, they're not doing too bad. And they get a free kick, throw in their own half. Quick throw in towards Yengi, who is hoping for the corner. The referee agrees. So they'll bring up the defenders from the back. We can actually watch Man City versus Sporting. If anybody wants to have a watch along, we can watch along Man City. 2 seasons ago, 4 goals in. I mean, if there's just one person you're interested in Man City, then fine, we'll do it. I wouldn't mind. The Portsmouth man. Where else can we go? We can go Bristol City versus Sheffield United. 30 minutes here, and so far it's dead even. Absolutely dead even. Sheffield United away. Their fans must be quite bored at the minute because only 1 shot each on goal after 30 minutes. So yeah, not an awful lot happening in this game. Very few. As Sheffield United attack down the right hand side with Peck, but it goes out, and Bristol City can have a throw in right next to their own corner. Well, next to their own box area, really. So Sheffield United and Bristol City is a pretty boring affair. Let's go Oxford Hull. We'll go down the more. Oxford Hull. So Bristol City and Sheffield United looks quite even at the minute. 1 shot each. Very boring game with the looks of it. We're going into the Oxford Hull as we listen to Plymouth versus Portsmouth, the Battle of the Ports. I'm also looking at Stockport 0, Wickham 3 on my mobile, and Stockport actually managed to have a shot off target, and it's Stockport 0, Wickham 3 still, but Stockport are not wanting to give up on this one, and 18 minutes went by and they were 3-0 down. 32 minutes now, and they're still 3-0 down. Let's see what Stockport can do, if anything, against the League One team that just seemed to have come from nowhere and just appeared in second place. And God knows how they did it. They got under the radar completely, and just totally took it by storm. Oxford Hull is all Hull City, absolutely all Hull City. As Hull have another shot off target with Balumi, and it can go out for a goal kick, I think. Oh no, it's a quick throw in, and back to Volks. Volks for Oxford trying to clear it, but he clears it only as far as. Blimey, I'm watching the Wickham has another shot. Only as far as Moore. Moore can try and intercept. Yeah, Moore's intercepted it basically from Hull attack, and Moore keeps it out. And another Hull City attack by Jones, and it's constant. It's a constant battering of the Oxford City goal. On the other one, let's come out of that one. We've got a goal at QPR. We have a goal at QPR. And this is going to be interesting because it's QPR 0, Borough 1. Make sure I get it the right way around this time. So Borough are now winning. So let's see what the Man City game is still. Sporting Lisbon 0. And Man City 1. QPR 0. Ooh, QPR 0, Middlesbrough 1. Let's have a quick nip in because it's another goal. And I knew something had happened, and Edmondson's crossed it in there, and it's in the net. And it was a long pass by Edmondson that started it all. And it's QPR 0, Middlesbrough 2. And we're starting to see a little bit of movement in the goals. We did have a goal at Plymouth. It was Plymouth 0, Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 1, but the goal was deemed offside. So AC Milan have gone in the lead against Real Madrid. You see, that's interesting because Real Madrid had all the possession. AC Milan had all the shots. Now they're 1-0 up. So, not as much possession. All the shots, 1-0 up. Sheffield Wednesday now have another goal. Did we have that on? I can't remember. Let's have a look. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich City 0. So we're getting goals. We've got 2 goals in the QPR game. QPR 0, Middlesbrough 2. We have 2 goals in the Sheffield Wednesday game. And surprisingly enough, it's Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich City 0. Let's just have a quick look at that because that's only just gone in. So we had a corner on 29 minutes, and then we had a headed goal by Iorfa on 34. The first one was by Winder. It was shot by Windus on 12 minutes. So, Sheffield Wednesday, we look at stuff. Sheffield Wednesday, the game is actually quite even. I must admit, the game is actually quite even. You wouldn't think of it. If you're thinking, after it's 2-0 after 35 minutes, you'd be thinking, well, it's one-sided, this, isn't it? No, it isn't. It isn't. It really isn't. And the shots, Sheffield Wednesday have had 3 shots. Norwich City have had 4. It's just that Sheffield Wednesday have had 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals, and Norwich have had 4 on target, 1 on target, 4 shots, 1 on target, no goals. So as Ugbo has another shot for Sheffield Wednesday, and Schwarzau, and Schwarzau gives it to Windus, and Windus has a direct shot on target, and Long manages to save that. So 36 minutes, that was a poor, that was just dire defending by Norwich City. Nearly made it 3-0. I was thinking that was a corner, but we don't seem to be. It's gone for a goal kick. So Cordoba can take that for Norwich. right side with Fisher, and now Fisher can try and cross the line. He's crossed halfway, and he's going to try. Is he going to go down the right side? Oh, he's took it out. I mean, come on. And Wednesday get a throw in their own half on the left. Goes back all the way to Bernard, back to Beadle. So Man City are 1-0 up. We can actually do a watch along on Man City. I am able to offer a watch along on Man City. That's the only one I can actually view the actual game, football game on. It's Stockport 0, Wickham 3. Let's just go to the Mickey Mouse Club, Mickey Mouse Cup. It's Northampton 1, Leicester 0, Peterborough 2, Crystal Palace 1, Swindon Town 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. I mean, Tottenham can't even win the Mickey Mouse Cup, can they? Bad, isn't it? They can't even win the Mickey Mouse Cup, for God's sake. AC Milan are 1-0 up away at Real Madrid. And like I said before, Real Madrid have all the possession, but AC Milan have all the shots. And let's face it, I'd rather have all the shots than all the possession, because AC Milan with all the shots are ahead 1-0. If you are in, my viewer says 0, so if you want to just confirm who you support, it would help, because that means I know I'm not talking to myself like an idiot. And it also means I won't just say, that's it, I'm buggering off and turn off the live stream. So it is beneficial to you if you say hello. And it's a stoppage again there, and it's a goal for Real Madrid. They have all the possession, but now they've actually got a goal as well to back it up, and it's Real Madrid 1, AC Milan 1. Still nothing. Let's have a look at the Swansea-Watford game. It's in the 22nd minute. Swansea have a throw-in, but they lose it to Kembe, gives it straight back, goes to Swansea in midfield to kick it in, but it comes back out to Swansea again, and they pass it this time down the right-hand side. They lose it to Bayo, who kicks it back to Backman, and Backman can try and just gently build it from the back using Serialta and Ebersal, and just keep it down there. 1-2ing it along that back line just to make sure. Check the deads. Back to Lurucci. Pollock. Serialta in. It's going around in circles in the back defence area. Just gently going round. Ebersal. Serialta. Ebersal. Bayo loses it to Grimes. What can Grimes do for Swansea City? He's on the left-hand side, so Mike is coming back into the midfield area to try and build, probably down the right. Let's see if he goes down the right. Darling in the middle, down the right. Pert Harris on the right wing. And Key is a 1-2 with Key on the right wing, but then it comes back to Darling in the middle. Franco, Key in the middle. No, back to Franco. We're just sort of probing, trying to sort of get down that left or middle of the pitch. Now down to the right, left again. We're just doing it was actually the right just before. Now it's down the left. Franco, Grimes down the middle, cutting it across and diagonal. There's Grimes now. But back to Norton. In front to Ronald. And it's still Oxford 0, Hull City 0. Vigouroux all the way out of his box for Swansea, and he plays it he's playing football as a defender here, almost as a midfielder. Swansea are quite high at the back, very high at the back. Swansea are sort of just playing it around there and trying to just keep that ball and not give it away now, which is a good idea. I've seen too much just battering the ball around like ping pong ball in that game. But now it seems that Swansea want to. No, we're going to keep it. We're not going to just give it away with stupid little passes forward that may work, but may also just give the ball away like looking like an idiot. Richie for Portsmouth.
Who have been knocking at the door more than Plymouth have, as things stand. Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0.
Oh, try crossing it to Ogilvy, but he doesn't get it. Throw in for Plymouth, gives it back to Ogilvy. Ogilvy then loses it, but then gets it back again. As we have actually had a shot now for Oxford and Hull, and we had another shot, but for Oxford this time. And Oxford, certainly not anywhere near as good as Hull City at the minute. Hull City are definitely on top of this.
Rumours that Lille have taken the lead against Juventus. So far proving to be.
So we have that. We'll go out of that one.
Decent Champions League.
Yeah, Lille has scored against Juventus. Leipzig have scored away at Celtic. Man City is still there. Man City 1-0 up at Sporting. They're going to make Unai Emery's start at Man United very, very interesting, aren't they? Especially if they win. Still only 2 games with goals in, and they've both got 2 goals. It's QPR 0, Middlesbrough 2. As Portsmouth have a throw-in on the left-hand side. It's not really reachable into the box, but he manages to eventually it's a Yengi. And Yengi runs into the box, but pulls it back, but Plymouth easily grab that one.
And he's not happy that a goal kick has been awarded.
The radio's quite close to the game that I can see.
Pressure remains on Wayne Rooney.
Shall we look at Sporting versus Man City then? Let's have a look at this game because in fact, seeing as there's nobody here. Here. I can go into this game. I'm going to try and get into this game. So we're looking at the Plymouth versus Portsmouth game. Oh, and Plymouth are in the Plymouth in the box with Mumba and Mumba. Oh, is it? No, pulls it back to Gray. Gray now is trying to get back into the box and try and get a shot, but. Plymouth, it's Plymouth goal kick, Portsmouth goal kick, and Plymouth wasted that one as Portsmouth kick it slowly into defence, and they don't want to lose it here, so McIntyre takes it away out of the box. Poole, McIntyre, 1-2 there in defence. Oh, Whittaker, that's a bad ball. Whittaker grabs it. Just no accuracy from. Just don't see any accuracy from Portsmouth whatsoever. Stockport 0, Wycombe 3. The half-time whistle is blown at Burton, and it's Burton 0, Crawley 0. If nobody's in, I will close it. If it's nobody in. I'm not going to talk to myself for the rest of the second half and half time as well. So it's upsetting that nobody's come in, but it doesn't matter. I had a go. I didn't know whether to come on, and a last-minute decision. I thought, I'll come on and I'll give you all a chance at having a bit of a chat in the chat box. But as it was, nobody came up, so we can. And what's this? We've got something happening here. Sheffield Wednesday on the attack with Valerie. offside 3 minutes ago, so I don't know. There's something happening. I'm trying to see what's happened at Sheffield Wednesday. When all the odds disappear, you always usually it's a goal or a red card or a yellow card, but nothing much there. So Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich 0. 46 minutes. Let's go into we're listening to the Plymouth Portsmouth game. Oxford's Hull. Let's go to the Oxford Hull game. Oh, that's already finished. That's for second half. So that's the first half done there. Bristol City versus Sheffield United, which has been pretty much even Stevens. I mean, I think we went through the first 30 minutes with that one shot on goal each, which is pretty. It's been a pretty boring game. I can't believe I'm saying it. Bristol City and Sheffield United has actually been quite a boring game. Bristol City pring and he loses it to Sousa on the halfway line. There's no real need to lose it at that point. He's not under pressure. And when Sheffield United pass it down the right to Sousa, Peck, O'Hare in the middle. The change in sides from the right to the left with Burrows back. Stay on the left with O'Hare. Back to Burrows. There's 3 players there just playing. Try crossing it. It goes all the way across all the way across the goal and gets cleared out by a red shirt and goes out on the halfway line for Sheffield United on their right hand side. So they've got a throw in. Oh, a long throw down the side and Campbell there on the and it just comes out for half time at the wrong time, doesn't it? That would have been a decent cross as well. That was a pretty good sneaky push down that right hand side, just as they were doing well. Leipzig are still 1-0 up away at Celtic. Lille are 1-0 up at home to Juventus. It's Real Madrid 1, AC Milan 1, and Real Madrid have all the possession. But AC Milan have all the shots, and it was AC Milan that went ahead. Sporting 0, Man City 1. There's still only 2 goals in the 2 games with goals in the championship. It's QPR 0, Middlesbrough 2, and it's now finished. Sheffield went at half time anyway. At the Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich City 0. The only other games that we have got going are Plymouth versus Portsmouth, which we're listening to, and Swansea versus Watford. And Portsmouth had the ball in the net, but it was classed as offside. So and that was within the first minute. So they did really well, but they just couldn't stay on side, and unfortunately, it stays 0-0. They have actually been on top, Portsmouth, and we're just quickly, seeing as that's on, Portsmouth are now on the attack on the left-hand side. They've got a throw in now. Sort of close enough to give this a pretty good throw into the box if they really wanted to. To shorten it, they give it away to Whittaker right in the corner. And they really don't. If you're going to have a throw in, you really shouldn't be doing something like that. But Yengi manages to intercept Plymouth's pass and gives it back to Potts, and Portsmouth now goes cross it over. Ritchie has a shot on target, but it's parried away, and Grimshaw manages to get it to his feet. Daniel Grimshaw. He appreciates the ball in there, though, does Matt Ritchie. That was such a close one as well. He's really close on goal, and a foot or two either side, and not at the goalie, and it would have been okay. It's kicked out. Oh, Mumba and a Portsmouth player having a tussle, but Plymouth managed to cross it in. but Ogilvy will kick it out for a throw in to Plymouth. Plymouth look like they weren't. Celtic have just equalised at home to Leipzig, whatever you want to call them. So the only other game that we can go to is the Swansea versus. Oh, Swansea. Yep, Swansea have scored. We were going to go there anyway. We will go there. Swansea have scored. It's Swansea 1, Watford 0. So we'll have a quick look at that. Now, and at the minute, Swansea have it with Vigouroux. So pull that one across. It is all Swansea now. At first, Watford were doing quite well, but they were certainly second to Swansea. And Swansea now have really started to turn the screw in the last sort of 10-15 minutes. And it's now Swansea 8 shots, 4 of them on target, and 1 in the net. Watford, no shots, none on target, no goals, and no hope at the minute. Where did the 6 come from at Sheffield Wednesday? Where did the 6 goals come from for Watford at Hillsborough? Because at the minute, there's no signs of it. No signs of it at all. XG for Swansea is 1.43. XG for Watford is 0. Slight positive. Portsmouth are. They were in the ascendancy of but Plymouth, I think Plymouth are sort of turning the screw now, starting to come back into it. You know how good they are at home. We all know how good Plymouth are at home. We'll look at this. Swansea have a shot, but it's now a Watford goal kick. Watford not doing too well at the minute. Oh, it's a long kick, and Kambango kicks it straight back in to Pert Harris, and Pert Harris can now sort of do another attack for Swansea City. We're on 38 minutes, and he gives it to Franco. Franco shoots, but it goes straight to Bachmann. And 38 minutes there, and we nearly got another goal. And after that 35th minute goal, we've had about 3 shots on target for Swansea. And Serialta and Ebersol sort of tried kicking it down the right, but again, Ebersol loses it. And he managed to get it back, but they keep losing the ball far too often, Watford. Kick it way down nobody's going to get on the end of that, and it goes straight to Vigouroux for Swansea City. And they're just going to play the ball across the defence up to midfield. Ronald Norton back into midfield, back to defence. Swansea City look like they're just trying to play out these last 6 minutes before half time. They'll go into it. They do the attacks, and they are doing one. Are they going to do one now? Nope. You see, they're just probing down the right hand side. Swansea have got that goal, and they've got the bit between their teeth, because Swansea are in the ascendancy. Absolutely, they're running this game, and Swansea get a yellow card now. But Swansea are definitely in the ascendancy. So Watford aren't. They don't seem to have even turned up. Very, very odd. You look at the Sheffield Wednesday game and you think the number of shots and the number of goals and brilliant, but now it's no shots, none on no shots at all for Watford. 9 shots for Swansea, 5 on target, and 1 goal. So it's not looking good for Watford, as Watford managed to get into the left-hand corner right by the flag, but Pert Harris grabs it from him and kicks it to Grimes, and Grimes does a couple of 1-2s with Pert Harris, but Pert Harris loses it to Kiembe for Watford. Let's see if Kiembe can do something, because he keeps getting it. Oh, he's managed to get to Duomo, and Duomo runs in, is trying to get past all those defenders. Manages to get into the box, but no, he gives it back to Kiembe. Tries kicking it or crossing it into the box, but Swansea City managed to kick that out. So on 40 minutes, it's going to be a goal kick, I believe.
Hope for more drama in the second half.
Grimes has got a yellow card. In all of that, Ronald loses it to Duomo, and I think Watford, just starting to think, we need to do something now. Now that they're 1-0 down, Kiembe has a shot and it's off target, but at least that's their first shot. So we've got all the way to their 41st minute before Watford have managed to have their first shot, and it's off target by Kiembe. So not too good. Celtic 1, Leipzig 1, Lille 1, Juventus 0. It's Real Madrid 1, AC Milan 2. And the interesting thing here, guys, is Real Madrid have all the possession, AC Milan have all the shots, and Milan scored first. And it may be against a run of play possession-wise, but hey, they're having all the shots, mate. I'd rather have the shots than the goal, than possession. And now they're 2-1 up. And Sporting have just equalised against Manchester City. Oh, now we'll look at Liverpool, because Liverpool's... there's a VAR. There's a VAR check at Liverpool. They're reviewing a goal. And I don't know which way the goal's gone. It's not telling me. So there's been a goal at Liverpool by a Leverkusen. The VAR's checking it, and I have no idea. Unless you know where it is, it's a no goal, and Liverpool have the ball. So I take it that was I don't know. I'm taking it was a Bayern Munich goal, because Liverpool came away with the ball. So that's interesting. There's a goal being disallowed there by VAR at Liverpool.
4 minutes awarded, interestingly enough, by the fourth official.
So we have 4 minutes extra time at Plymouth Portsmouth. Swansea, Watford. Let's have an actual... We're listening to the Plymouth game, so that's fine. We'll go into the Swansea one. Vipotnik for Swansea. He loses it to Serialta. He had a really good run there, but he loses it to Serialta. Serialta can try and build from midfield. As Swansea get a yellow card again. How many yellow cards have they got? They must have quite... That's 3 yellows. 1 for Ebersel for Watford. 1 for Pert Harris. 1 for Grimes for Swansea. And another one for Swansea. So Plymouth Portsmouth has been finished. That's half time. Let's finish the Swansea game, then I can have a drink. I may go and make a coffee or something. I will come back and finish the second half if you're interested. If you've got a team that you particularly want to listen to, then I don't mind swapping it over, and we'll listen to the team you support. I don't mind. So I have not. I really don't. I'm only putting Plymouth Portsmouth on because Portsmouth are just down the road. So that's the Battle of the Ports is quite an interesting one around here. It's a well-known. They call it a derby. I mean, it's sort of like the Ports derby. I think they call it. It's an interesting one. There's 4 yellow cards, 2 each at Swansea. 2 minutes of extra time. So Pollock for Watford. So we've got a minute and a half of football here as Backman kicks it back to Backman. I think it's almost like Watford are trying to slow the game down, but they're behind 1-0. They really do need to be he kicks it out and it goes straight to Grimes, and Grimes passes it to Vipopchnik in the middle, and he runs down. He's getting close to the edge of the box, and 46 minutes. That's not the time to be. Serialta's just got a yellow card. It's cleared away from the box by a Watford player. We'll go back. We'll pull that one sound up as we go for a drink, and you can have a listen to the review in a minute. Grimes for Swansea gives it to Franco down the right hand side to Pert Harris, and back into Grimes. Darling, he's had spells of being quite good, but then he's been absent without leave he keeps being absent without leave and not really been in the game. Or whether Watford are just cutting him out and making sure he can't get putting too many people on him. But they obviously see him as a threat. Larucci for Watford on the left hand wing, and Larucci. That's it for half time. Larucci will play the last ball of the first half. Celtic have come from behind to be 2-1 up at home to Leipzig. AC Milan 2-1. Sporting Lisbon 1-1. And of course that disallowed goal in the Liverpool game 0-0. Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 0 half time. Oxford's still playing. Swansea 1, Watford 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich 0, QPR 0, Middlesbrough 2, Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0, Oxford 0, Hull 0, that's still playing. Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 0. So the Bristol City and the Oxford games are still on the go. Sheffield Wednesday is still on the go as well, 47 minutes. So we will stick with them while they're still playing. As Bristol City pass it down the right-hand side to Earthy. Earthy for Bristol City. At the minute, it's pretty even. Sheffield United are pushing up the pitch more than what Bristol City are, but the actual game is actually quite even. Even number of shots, even amount of possession. It's just that Sheffield United are actually playing the game higher up the pitch. McGuane, Knight, Pring, Bristol City now trying to get into that final third, but it just gets cleared out, and Knight brings it away from after a throw-in. Sheffield United had the throw-in, gave it straight to Bristol City, and Knight will bring it down the left-hand side, and we're having a substitution for Bristol City. We're in Armstrong off and Wells. Armstrong on, Wells off. So that's interesting. Wonder why that is. Earthy is now with it for Bristol City. Oh, gives it away. You're right, in the box to Burrows, and tries to get it back, but Burrows manages to get that one, and that's a good bit of interception there by Burrows for Sheffield United, and is that a corner for Sheffield United? But Sheffield United are certainly doing quite well at the minute. So they started at 7:45, didn't it? So they're into the second half. No, it's all these games that have finished started 15 minutes apart from each other. It doesn't really give me a chance to go for a drink, does it? I'm not going to have to go for a drink. It doesn't matter, does it? So if you've got a side that you particularly want to listen to, then just tell me, because I think we're going to swap. Which one shall we swap to? Which ones are going in this second half? And we'll swap to one of the ones that's going. We've got Sheffield United away at Bristol City. We've got Oxford Hull. And we've got QPR Middlesbrough. Sheffield Wednesday. We'll go to the Sheffield Wednesday Norwich, because that's the one that is I think the closest as far as people, as far as the game could turn is Sheffield Wednesday. At the minute, it's not that one-sided. I know it looks one-sided with the 2-0 scoreline, but it's not actually as one-sided as it looks. Norwich now. The radio station is a bit naff, isn't it? Offside for Norwich. They had a good build-up there as well, and it was nice, steady, clear passing. Really good ball control, but offside, and it comes back to Sheffield Wednesday. Shall we have a look at what this does to... there's an injury to Iorfa. Let's look at the table. Let's look at the table. So we're going into the Championship table. We'll look at that first. So we have, we don't have Sunderland or Leeds playing. That Sheffield United are third place, 14 games and 26 points. So they need that extra. They need the extra 2 points to be able to get above Leeds. Just looking at the different options. We have Bristol City in 8th on 20 points. They jump to equal 5th with Watford, goal difference of 0. That would be quite good. Sheffield Wednesday are up to 13th with 18 points. Who else is winning? Middlesbrough are winning. Borough at the minute are on 7th on 21 points. So they've done quite well. They're not. They probably. I mean, they're equal 6th if you do that. But they've only got 1 goal difference, whereas West Brom in 6th have 6 goal difference. So they do need to start scoring a few more goals. Portsmouth are bottom on 24th on 10 points. 3 goal differences behind QPR. So minus 13 for Portsmouth and minus 10 for QPR. 2 points ahead we have Luton Town, who play tomorrow, don't they, I think? Yeah. Plymouth are in 21st on 13 points. So at the minute, Iorfa's actually off being looked at by the medical teams. Sheffield Wednesday are actually down to 10 men. They're deciding just to keep it going and make sure that... Oxford versus Hull. Oh, it's a goal. It's a goal for Oxford. Oxford have just scored. Let's make sure that doesn't get reversed back like it did with the Portsmouth goal. I put the Portsmouth one in. It's like, yes, hang on a minute, it's disappeared. Oxford 1 and Hull City 0. There, we'll give you all that one. So we've now got a goal there, and 55 minutes, and Oxford are the ones to to get the goal, and that's not what I was thinking. That's not what I was thinking at all. I thought Oxford might have a little bit of an issue here, but hey, what do I know? I'm only a Rotherham supporter. I'll say that before you lot do. I tell you what, League One is interesting because Stockport 0, Wycombe 3, and Wycombe went straight into a 3-0 lead, including a penalty. The first goal was a penalty, and they don't seem to really look back. And let's have a look at that, because this is going to be interesting. If you're a League One supporter, we will look at the table. Let's look at the table. And guess what? Guess what, guys? First place is Wycombe Wanderers on 29 points plus 13 goals. Second place is Birmingham. Okay, they're not playing till tomorrow. I know. But, you know, yeah, it's interesting. That's a really interesting. I don't think we've got any goals. I'm trying to think where my score sheet for this game, because I did a set of I did do a review, and then I did a goal prediction. Not that one either, is it? No. No, that's for the That's for the first. Oh, it is. It's this one here. I've seen it somewhere. I do try and keep everything separate so that you can all. There we are. Yeah. So Stockport. I don't know when Birmingham's game in hand is, to be quite honest. So. We expected Wycombe to win. We actually thought Stockport. I put Stockport might to overturn Wycombe and get a 3-2 win, but that's not going to happen. They're 3-0 in the lead, so that's not going to happen, is it? But yeah, Wycombe are first in the first division, and Burton Crawley. Let's have a look at Burton Crawley, because Burton Albion. This. I put 1-1 in this, and I couldn't really separate these two sides because they've both been doing quite well recently. I know they're bottom of the league and third from bottom, but they've actually been playing quite well for a team in that position. Burton Albion well into the Crawley half, and they come away with Anderson. And he tries threading it through the middle, but Sweeney kicks it into the for the attackers to go for. But Crawley Town grab that in defence, pass it to Holohan in midfield, and Holohan, Malaki, Ibrahim, back to Truman, and Crawley don't want to lose it. And you can see how Crawley are playing. We've got it. We're going to just play it in defence and make sure we keep the ball. Excuse me. Burton Albion are certainly still on top. 8 shots, 3 on target, no goals. Crawley Town 3 shots, none on target. Obviously no goals. Truman for Crawley. Back to Malarkey. McKenna, Holland. Olahan, Darcy. Darcy tries a through ball, but it's kicked back in by Burton, and fortunately goes out there. We'll have a substitution for Crawley Town. Crawley are trying to just change this. We're going to keep the ball in our half if we're not going to be in the lead. They're going to try and I think bring on fresh legs and try and get something out of it, because at the minute. It doesn't look like they're gonna. They're not gonna get the breakthrough in the format that they're doing. So that's an interesting one. I'll tell you what we didn't look at is the bottom end. So Burton are bottom with 5 points. Sorry, Shrewsbury without a manager are 23rd with 8 points. Cambridge are still in there with even though they've had those 3 wins, 22nd with 10 points. You see how bad they were before. Crawley are then 21st with 11 points. So we've got those. We've got Burton, Crawley down there. Stockport are 10th with 21 points. They would have been on 24 points and 6 goals. So they would have been equal 4th with Mansfield had they won. Although 14 games, they would have been 2 games. Would have played 2 games more than them. But Rotherham fans will always tell you, I'd rather have the points than the games in hand. Yeah, definitely. I remember when we were at the bottom, we got I think about 7 games in hand, and everybody said, "It's unfair. You did it on purpose." We lost every single one. Yeah, every single one. Absolutely dreadful. But we got Burton Albion now with Webster. Burton Albion through to the right hand side, kicks it across, but Forrester can take it out. But only as far as Webster. Webster takes it off him. Webster now. Burton Albion can try. Kalinkaus back to Bodin. Watt. Into the corner for Armour. That was a good ball, but the cross only gets as far as Malarkey. Malarkey's playing quite well for Crawley Town there. So at the minute, it's still Stockport 0, Wycombe 3, and it's 61 minutes there. It's Stockport 0, Wycombe 3. Burton Albion 0, Crawley Town 0. Swansea 1, Watford 0, half time. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich 0, 62 minutes. QPR 0, Middlesbrough 2, that's 59 minutes. Even further back, Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0, 48 minutes. So that one's just started. So the 8 o'clock would have been 9 o'clock. So yeah, they're just starting. Oxford 1 and Oxford 1, Hull 0. I think we did have that, didn't we? I'm sure we had Oxford up there. Oxford 1, Hull 0, yeah. Diggity dog. Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 0. Sporting 2, Manchester City 1. Ouch. Real Madrid 1, AC Milan 2, and Lille 1, Juventus 0. Celtic has just kicked off in the second half. Celtic 2, Leipzig 1. So we're going to just keep an eye on things. We're going into the Plymouth game. So Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0. Who's on top here? I think, how many have we had? We've not had many viewers, have we? It's a little bit disappointing. I think we're going to have to call it a day, to be honest. If nobody's in, we'll call it a day. But Plymouth and Portsmouth are here. It's 41 attacks for Portsmouth, 7 for Plymouth. 5 shots out of those 7 attacks for Plymouth. 2 on target, no goals. 41 attacks to Portsmouth, 8 shots from that, 4 of them on target for Portsmouth, but no goals. You would have been hoping with 4 shots on target you'd get at least 1 in the net. But it's one of those things, when you're at the bottom of the league, nothing ever goes for you, nothing rolls for you whatsoever. You never seem, it just doesn't, and being a Rotherham fan, we know that because we're always at the bottom of the championship when we're up there. probably never be back there now for a few years. But at the bottom, it never rolls for you. The luck just doesn't go your way, and that's what's happening here. 43 shots, 43 attacks to 8 now, and Portsmouth are certainly in the ascendancy. But it's Plymouth that are attacking at the minute. And Plymouth have a throw in a dangerous position on their left-hand side next to the box. Let's just see what Plymouth do with this as it's throw-in. It's a dangerous throw-in. If they take it long, they don't. They play it short to Plezerengo, and he crosses it, but the goalkeeper fists it out and fires Gayabi. And Gayabi's having a good game. Whenever somebody's got it in the box, it's usually been... quite often being Gayabi. And 52 minutes, and it's kicked out. Ogilvy for Portsmouth. Oh, it comes out. He's lost it, and it's a Plymouth throw-in. The interesting thing here is that's a League One table. Is if I go into the Championship table quickly and back down to the bottom, you see that the bottom 4, 3 of them have now played 14 games. There's only Luton that's played 13. Owen Poole intercepts that for Portsmouth just at the right point in time. Passes it back to Schmidt, who kicks it out, but only as far as Sux, and then Gayabi for Plymouth. Plymouth. And Plymouth can try and rebuild now, and Plymouth are starting to come back into this one, and we'll have to see whether Portsmouth's back line can manage to stay ahead of the game this time, because so far, this season, they just haven't managed to be able to do it, and the draws where they've managed to do it and stayed at least equal have been the ones where they've given them the points. So Grimshaw kicks it out. Oh, Williams could have got it there, but Gayabi nicks it from him on the left-hand side for Plymouth. He loses it again. It's a sort of gives it a shot come long range pass, and the Plymouth goalkeeper can easily get that one and kick it out. But yeah, at the minute, Portsmouth down on the bottom. 2 more points would put them just 1 place up, equal with Luton on 12 points. So Williams now, all the way from the back, he's come straight forward, and he's pushing. He shoots, but Grimshaw kicks it back out again. Yengi shoots, and that's off target. And they are showing thought, and it bounces off a defender, kicks back out, comes back in, and Yengi has another shot, and it's gathered by the goalkeeper and he kicks it straight out, trying to get things quickly moving, but perhaps a bit too quickly. He gives it away to Ritchie on the halfway line. Ritchie comes in over the halfway line. 55 minutes, and we've had two quick corners for Portsmouth. So back with Williams. Potts. They're not in a hurry to play it down that right wing, Portsmouth, but but when they do, they have a knack of losing the ball. Like Yangi there just lost the ball to Horton, and Horton for Plymouth can try and pull back. Portsmouth have been in the ascendancy all the way from that first minute ball they had in the net, offside, but it seems to have set the pace for the first half, certainly. But Plymouth have come out fighting in the second half, and although they're not quite on top, not yet, they certainly are looking more and more threatening as the minutes tick by, and get comes straight in, and Horton has a shot on target, and I tell you, Plymouth are now starting to turn the screw, and although you've still got those, it was a few minutes ago, it was 44 attacks to Portsmouth and only 7 to Plymouth. And within about 5 minutes, it's gone to 44 attacks to Portsmouth and 11 to Plymouth. You can see that Plymouth are now starting to really ramp up the pressure on Portsmouth. And Portsmouth now are going to rue. Looks like they might rue the day of being offside for that goal. They lose it. Portsmouth lose it in their own area. They nearly pay for it there, but Matt Ritchie manages to get the ball in the Portsmouth half, in the Portsmouth box even, without letting Plymouth have that goal shot. But he's pushed it out for a Plymouth corner. Plymouth now have a corner. On the it comes in and sucks, and Ritchie kicks. Ritchie manages to get to that one, and another corner for Plymouth. So Plymouth can have another corner now. The 10th corner of the game, and it comes in, and Prezrengo gets to it, but Poole kicks it out, but only as far as Horton, and Horton crosses it in, but that's straight to the goalkeeper, and Portsmouth live to fight another minute. And literally, we're looking at this on a minute by minute basis. Let's have a look at the other games, because that's actually really interesting. However, there are other games. Sporting are now 3-1 up against Manchester City. Can Manchester City really lose 3 games in a row? My God. It's Oxford 1, Hull 0. It's Bristol City 0, Sheffield United 0. And that was a very dull game the last time I went into it. QPR have got a goal back at home to Middlesbrough, and it's now QPR. Look at it, QPR 1, Middlesbrough 2. So QPR now. We have Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich 0, and Sheffield Wednesday are realistically not looking like losing it. Swansea 1, Watford 0. And Wycombe Wanderers are just walking away with this one, aren't they? It's Stockport 0. It was Wycombe 3 after about 20 minutes, I think. It's now 4-0 to Wycombe. And Wycombe are first in the league. It's Wycombe first in League One. It's Birmingham second in League One. Ouch. Although they have got a game in hand. And but they're second. Wycombe are first in League One. They're top of the league. And their fans can now sing and chant, "We are top of the league." And, it's great to be able to do that. We don't usually get the chance of doing that, I must admit. Even when we go up from League One, we always go into play as second or playoff, But yeah, it looks like Wycombe will be walking away with that one. Stockport are in the middle. It's not really making much difference to Stockport. I want to see where's Swansea. Where's Swansea? So we're in this one. Swansea are 11th on 19 points. So they're just sort of making sure they stay above that sort of flat area just above the drop zone, where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams on 15 points. And who are we looking like scoring at Plymouth Portsmouth? At the minute, it's 3-1 against Plymouth winning. It's evens for a draw, and it's Portsmouth 2-1. So if anybody nicks this one, at the minute they're thinking Portsmouth. I'm thinking Plymouth, because Plymouth are actually. Oh, another goal at is it? Yeah, another goal at Sheffield Wednesday, and this time Norwich have managed to get one back.
Offside flag has gone up. Boy, Signs, I think it was, who nodded it in. I have to say, I thought the goalkeeper should have done better with Doyle's effort. He then made a second save, which perhaps he'd have done better as well. Signs nodded in. The offside flag comes up. Signs
offside.
The officials again. He needs to be careful.
How many times are we getting this? That's twice I've been done by offside. Portsmouth had a goal offside in a minute. Norwich City have just had a goal offside. So it's still back to Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich City 0. Oxford United just squeezing that one. 1-0 to Oxford 1, Hull City 0. What's happening down there? Let's have a look at the Sheffield Wednesday. They're having substitutions. They've held off on the odds because they like to make sure that they know who's playing before they pull out the odds and who's coming off. So we shall no doubt see odds coming back on that one. It's Celtic 2, Leipzig 1. It's Lille 1, Juventus 0. Real Madrid 1, Milan 2. Sporting 3, Man City 1. Liverpool 0-0 with Bayer Leverkusen, but it was actually one. It was there was a goal that was disallowed by VAR. And Juventus have just equalised away at Lille. So we do actually do all the others as well. It's Bristol City. Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 0. Bristol City have broken the deadlock and they are in the lead. So what will happen with that one? Let's have a look here, because that must make a decent chunky difference there. So Sheffield United now come back from 26 down to 25. That gives them they're a point behind Leeds in second. They're in third, and they're 2 points behind Leeds, and Leeds have a game in hand. So do Sunderland in first. So they're starting to slip away from that top two. And okay, you're going to say, yeah, but I'd rather have points than games in hand. You're quite right, I would. But it's always one to watch. So Swansea 1, Watford 0. It's, oh my God, Wickham. It's that score there is not correct. It's now another goal down there, and it's now Stockport 0, Wickham 5. And I tell you what, the leaders of League One are romping home. Yeah, Stockport 0, Wickham 5, and we're listening to the Sheffield Wednesday game. Goal there for Norwich, but it was deemed offside. 79 minutes. And I tell you what, they are pressing Norwich, and it's 25-1 against a draw. It's worth a punt at 25-1, isn't it? So Sheffield Wednesday, come on. Sheffield United 1-0. Let's have a look at the Sheffield United game then. Bristol City again on the attack, and it's all Bristol City. 10 shots for Bristol City, 2 on target, 1 goal. Sheffield United 4 shots, none on target, no goals. And Seriki for Sheffield United has the ball. Injury to Naismith for Bristol City. Cooper got a yellow card for Sheffield United. It was a penalty to Mehmeti, so penalty to Mehmeti. So that's a yellow card for Cooper in the box, followed by a penalty for Mehmeti, and then Mehmeti scored it. Then Sheffield United pulled on Seriki, pulled off Gilchrist. Okay. So it looks very much like, unless they can really turn that one round. And Liverpool 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0. That's an interesting one all of a sudden. So they've certainly turned that one round. Sporting Lisbon 3, Man City 1. So Man City went into the lead, and Sporting Lisbon equalised. Now the 3-1 up. Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 0, Oxford 1, Hull City 0. Plymouth 0, we'll be going to that in a minute. Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0. QPR 1, Middlesbrough 2. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich 0, but it was 2-1, but then it was offside. Swansea 1, Watford 0. Burton Albion 0-0, and Stockport 0. The leaders of League One, Wycombe 5. Yes, you heard me right. It's not Birmingham who are leading League One. It's Wycombe Wanderers. I can't believe I'm saying it. How dare I say that Birmingham aren't in the lead of League One? I got a comment saying, "What a load of tosh, Jon S." Birmingham are going to be 50 points clear of second place by the end of the year. Yeah. No, you're certainly not. You're not even first. Anything other than first for Birmingham is a failure. As several Birmingham people have said that. Would second place automatic promotion be a failure? Yes, because they've spent so much. It would be a travesty to them, because other team that would be above them hasn't spent anywhere near that, and Wycombe Wanderers certainly haven't spent 25 million on one player. So we have Stockport 0, Wycombe 5, Burton 0, Crawley 0, and we're going to go into, just make sure the other game's the same. Yes. Substitution for Plymouth. Have Plymouth. Yeah. Plymouth are sort of coming back. It was 44 attacks to 8. It's now 50 attacks to 18. So it's certainly Plymouth are. So they're sort of coming from there to here. So they're now starting to make it 50-50. Previous actions in the game are previous actions. You can't really count them once they've gone. Plesrelengo, Sux for Plymouth, Sarinola for Plymouth, Whittaker for Plymouth. They're down the right. They went from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, and I'm just looking at the Plymouth game at the minute. So I might just keep it on. I mean, I don't think we've had many people in. Wright grabs it for Plymouth. He gets, he doesn't crosses it in. Whittaker crosses it, and the goalie kicks it out to Richie. A bit of a tussle, and Richie manages to come away with it, passes it down the right, but Grimshaw intercepts that one for Plymouth Argyle. And again, up to the cross from the left to the right. And it's like going around a bloody circle, this. Sarinola on the right-hand side for Plymouth. Oh, dear. Oh. And Sarinola. It's certainly starting to move now. The last corner was 4-5-5 about 5 minutes ago. Plezerelengo, Bindu down the left hand side. They're going to attack down the left now, Plymouth. No, they're not. Giabi, Horton, and now through to Whittaker. Whittaker's shot is off target. Can we see anything coming for either side here? Portsmouth have been on in the ascendancy in this game for about 80% of the game. It's only been the last 10% where Plymouth has started to come back into it, and it actually looks more like Plymouth might be the ones to run away with it at the minute. So it's going to be interesting to see. Murphy now for Portsmouth. Schmidt. Oh, good pass there to Ogilvie. And Ogilvie runs into the left corner and it gives it to Murphy. Tries to do a quick 1-2 with Murphy. 72 minutes and we've had a substitution. It's offside for Portsmouth. He came back and he went offside. Substitution for Plymouth, yeah, and it's Obafemi on, Gray off. Williams has come off and Devlin has come on for Portsmouth. That'll be quite interesting. That was on 7 minutes ago. But yeah, it's let's have a look. It's Celtic 2, Leipzig 1, Lille 1, Juventus 1, Liverpool 2, Bayern Leverkusen 0, Madrid 1, AC Milan 2, Sporting 3, Man City 1, Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 0, and Bristol City don't look like losing that one. Hull City a 1-0 down away at Oxford. This one I keep coming back to is Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0, Battle of the Ports. QPR a goal back at home to Middlesbrough. It's QPR 1, Middlesbrough 2. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Norwich 0. And this is another one. Portsmouth had a goal disallowed for offside in 1 minute. Norwich have just had a goal disallowed for offside. That would have made it 2-1. But it's still 2-0, and that's the game we're listening to. It's the Sheffield Wednesday Norwich game. Let's just turn it up a little bit. Little bit quiet there from Hillsborough, but I hope you can hear it. But we'll try and move that slightly round. It might mean that I'm a little bit quiet, but it means you can hear the game a little bit better. Swansea 1, Watford 0. Burton 0, Crawley 0, Stockport 0. Leaders of League One are now Wycombe Wanderers. Stockport 0, Wycombe 5, and Wycombe are top of the league. Birmingham are second. I can't believe I'm saying it. Birmingham are not league leaders. And with what? A team that's worth 40, 50 million, and yet, well, exaggerating it a little bit. And yeah, they're not league leaders. Absolutely horrific. We go back to the Plymouth Portsmouth game, Battle of the Ports. It's been so one-sided until about 50th minute, and then all of a sudden Plymouth decided that they were going to make a game of it and decided to start attacking. And since then, it's been quite. It's been a game of Portsmouth making attacks down the middle, but then losing it, and they've just done it again, straight across the halfway line, lose it. But Plymouth now lose it, but to Mahoney. But Mahoney sort of can't control it, and it goes out for a Plymouth throw next to their own box on their right-hand side. So Plymouth have a throw in on their right, and back to Sucks. Sucks now to Serinola. They're just keeping it there. Sucks, Serinola, Sucks. Just want to trying to get Portsmouth to back off a little bit, basically. And they do. Goes to the opposite side, to the left side, Serinola. Mumba, Serinola. Right on the right hand side. Sucks now. Sucks in the middle. And he's sort of like, he's keeping in the middle, Sucks. Good positioning. Mumba, it goes down the left to Mumba, across to right, and then back to the right-hand side with Whittaker. Whittaker runs into the box and shoots off target there. And another shot by Plymouth. And it's looking like it's all Plymouth. Will Plymouth break the hearts of the travelling Portsmouth fans? Because at the minute, it's not looking good for Portsmouth. Plymouth are on they're on a one-way train here, straight into the Portsmouth box. Portsmouth now have a goal kick. It's 77, well, nearly 78 minutes. Oh, God, he kicks it out and it comes straight back in. And I mean straight back in. He kicks it out again, and for heaven's sake, he's giving it straight away again. And Bindu can try and this time comes in. But, they're getting sick of it. And Portsmouth whack him for 6. And it's a yellow card for Portsmouth. And it's getting a little... I said this game would be quite heated. It's had 6 yellow cards so far. This time for Potts for Portsmouth. Let's have a look at those 6 yellow cards, shall we? Let's have a look at those 6 yellow cards. And we'll go into the Plymouth-Portsmouth game. Lineups. So Plymouth have 3 of those 6 yellow cards. Plezrelengo, Whittaker, 4. So Plezrelengo, Whittaker, Gayabi and Gray have yellow cards for Plymouth. Portsmouth have just 1 yellow card for Callum Lang. They also have the latest one for Potts. So there's 2 for Portsmouth and 4 for Plymouth. So Potts now for Portsmouth. Crosses it in, but Plezrelengo can easily kick that one out, but only as far as a Portsmouth player who kicks it in, and Callum Lang has a shot, but it's off target and bounces off a defender, and it comes back in, and no, not at all. We thought it might just have a chance there of being a corner, but not a chance, and we can build from the back with Plymouth Argyle again, and it's getting quite heated now over there. I think the sides are certainly starting to worry about the number of people with yellow cards. I think Bindu. The only player that's come off for Plymouth with a yellow card is Gray. So Gray had a yellow card, Andrew Gray, and they took him off. But Plezrelengo, Gayabi and Whittaker have yellow cards, and they're well in the game. And you do worry when you're on a yellow card. I mean, Whittaker's been on a yellow card since the 4th minute. And it's always difficult if you're especially where he is up front. You know, he's bound to be trying his hardest to get that ball. And Mahoney now for Portsmouth on the right hand side loses it to Mumba. and Mumba can try and build. So, he loses it to Potts. So Portsmouth now can try and make a little bit of break. And we'll see. So I can look at the scores on here. Sheffield United have equalised. The game that I thought was really boring. And Plymouth has scored. And Sheffield United has scored. And it's Plymouth 1. They've broken the hearts of the Portsmouth travelling fans. And Sheffield United 1. And Plymouth have managed to score there. It was a quick break back, and Borough have scored as well. So we're getting a few goals now. It's now QPR 1, Borough 3. So my God, what have we got here? Sheffield Wednesday are still 2-0 up. QPR 1, Borough 3, Oxford 1, Hull 0. Sheffield United are 1-1 away at Bristol City. Go into League 1 and it's finished. Burton 0, Crawley 0. It's finished. Stockport 0, Wickham 5. Just make sure I've got the 5 on there. I'm sure it was 5 on there. Yeah. And Plymouth, looks like Plymouth are going to win that one. Celtic 3, Leipzig 1, Lille 1, Juventus 1, Liverpool 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0, Real Madrid 1, AC Milan 3, Sporting 4, Man City 1. Bristol City have got a red card from that. Bristol City have a red card from that. Let's have a look what happened there, because why have a red card? No, it's red card on. Where's the red card? I haven't even got the red card on here. Penalty for the penalty.
Next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity?
So that one's finished. That one's finished. So the Bristol City game. We haven't even got the red card on Sky yet, so that's interesting. So it wasn't anything to do with the goal. Timeline: 90 plus 5, 1 red card for Bristol City. 86 minutes was when the header goal for Sheffield United by 1 by One or 1, whatever you want to call him. So yeah, not a good day for some teams local to me. It's QPR 1, Middlesbrough 4. So now Middlesbrough suddenly decided that actually, we want to play this game. Swansea 1, Watford 0, and Swansea into the box with Ronald. Loses it to Ebersel in the box and kicks it out, and Darling for Swansea kicks it to across the midfield, and the trainer just keep the ball, crosses it into the left hand corner, but Sousa they get a throw in. Go back to Sousa, Andrews. Watford are just trying to keep the ball at the minute and not let another goal in. It looks like that's going to finish 1-0 to Swansea. So as we go through these games then, guys, because Liverpool have just made it 3-0 at Bayer Leverkusen, so home to Bayer Leverkusen. Sporting 4-1 up, so they're screwed. Sheffield United have just took the lead. It went from a dull game to Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 2. And I'm just wondering what we put on our what did we put on ours? So we said 1-2. We said Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 2. At the minute, it's Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 2. I'm going to get a correct score. And nobody's listening. Oh my God, you know. And then it's Plymouth 1-0 up. So that's going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? I can't remember what I put for that one. We put 1-1. Had that goal not been disallowed, that would have been 1-1. However, Burrows has just scored for Sheffield United, and it's now 90 plus 8 minutes. Ouch. So the League One's finished. League Two, the Championship is now closing off. 90 plus 8. So the Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 2 will be finishing at some point. I wonder how many. 99 minutes. Ouch. That's it. Full time. It's Bristol City 1, Sheffield United 2. So that's that one out. So the only ones we have got is Plymouth versus Plymouth 1, Portsmouth 0, Swansea 1-0 up. So both home sides that are playing are now 1-0 up, and Plymouth well into the other end. And like I said, Plymouth went from being completely hammered for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, to being ahead. And you could see it coming. Portsmouth just seemed to always fail in the last few minutes, and once again it's Plymouth Argyle that come away with the 3 points. And Portsmouth fans have to have that long drive, that 3-hour drive all the way from Plymouth to Portsmouth, and the battle of it's a dockyard battle, isn't it? It's not the port battle, it's the dockyard battle. I must remember that. Being near to Portsmouth, I live close to Portsmouth, and it's the dockyard battle. And so we're going to call it a day, because it does look like that's roughly what we're going to see, and we haven't got any people on anyway. So Jon S Sports channel, if you watch it on review, I do like to waffle on even if I'm talking to nobody. I usually cut it, but there were 1 or 2 people coming in. I always have a good time. I always have a good laugh. I'm going to have a drink now, so you can go and have a drink as well. We're leaving it at Plymouth 1, Portsmouth 0, and the other one is Swansea 1, Watford 0. Jon S Sports channel, over and out for another day. Please do like and